If you hear whistling during a snowstorm, do not go outside. I lived in a tiny snowbound village called Willow Creek. Winters here weren't just cold, they were merciless. The snow would pile up so high you couldn't tell where the roads ended and the fields began. But nothing was quite as scary as the winter of 2006. The year the snowmen started showing up. It started with a blizzard unlike anything I'd ever seen before. The snow fell for days, maybe even over a week, and it was so heavy and wet. It left the village under a thick blanket of white. The first time I saw one of the snowmen, I thought it was a joke, a creepy prank meant to spook the neighbors. It was standing in the middle of the village square, and it was so detailed for being a snowman. Its eyes were black lumps of coal, but impossibly shiny like they were obsidian, and its mouth was creepy and jagged. But what really creeped me out were its hands. No one would admit to building it, and the kids in the village were terrified of it. Normally, when kids see a snowman, they'll throw snowballs at it or they'll knock it down. But not this one. They wouldn't go near it, and neither would the dogs. By the third day, people started noticing footprints. But again, nobody wanted to take ownership for the footprints. The next morning, Mr. Ellis disappeared. But he lived alone in an empty house at the edge of town. Folks said his front door was wide open, and his boots were even left sitting by the fireplace. And there were these tiny footprints just leading away into the snow, just like by the snowman. And the next morning, the snowman was bigger. There was rumors from the local sheriff that he had been murdered. Now, I don't know if there was any merit to that, but people started locking their doors after the night. More villagers started to vanish. A mother, her 2 sons, and a school teacher, and all the same, and no signs of struggle. By the end of the week, we were all on edge, and that's when I heard it. It was nighttime, and I was up late. I heard whistling outside of my house. I saw a large figure in white headed into my neighbor's home, and the next morning, my neighbor was missing.